Hello, friends, and welcome to Immigration Live with Lee. I'm your host, Attorney Lee Marvin, and today is Monday, February 24th, 2025. So, welcome. You're joining me from my studio in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Eastern Time Zone, and I welcome you to the program. And I will ask you to please, if you have questions, post your questions in the comment section and just post them anytime you want. And I'll get to the questions as soon as I can. And if you're joining us from YouTube, welcome. If you're joining us from Instagram or Facebook, welcome. Wherever you are, whatever platform you're using, welcome. Okay. So again, this program is all about answering your questions, immigration-related questions. Mr. Caddy, aka Mr. Grinch, how you doing, friend? Nashville, how you doing? Thank you for joining us yet again. You're always on here, and I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing your name come up there. So thank you kindly. Your favorite Monday thing? Well, thank you. It's mine too. So I appreciate that very much. If you ever had any questions, I know that we talk in other formats, but you can always post your questions. So anyone who has a question, just go ahead and post it, okay? Question, comment, concern, politics, you name it. I'm here to address anything I can to help people out, okay? What is happening with TPS is the first question on here from Patty. Hi, Patty. Where are you joining us from, Patty? Go ahead and post in the comment section where you're joining us from. Wherever it is, I'm sure you're doing well there, okay? Now, Patty, you have to be more specific because there's many countries that have TPS or used to have TPS. I know that Venezuela lost their TPS, okay? And everybody who formerly had TPS protection, supposedly in April, they're losing that protection, okay? So, Patty, that's my first comment. Connecticut. Patty's joining us from Connecticut. Thank you, Patty, in Connecticut. And we got a friend, Drag, joining us from Chicago. Thank you for joining us from Chicago. It's my pleasure to be with you. Lynette, I know you're a regular joiner for us, somebody that's regularly watching us from, it looks like, New York. So, upstate New York in the house. So happy. Thank you for joining us, okay? Okay, so again, that one question from Patty was, what's happening with TPS? Well, that's my answer, is that TPS is going away for Venezuela. I haven't really, there's so much going on, I haven't checked to see what the status is for any of the other countries that have TPS. So I will take a look. I mean, if you know something, you can say something here, and I can comment on it. Rafa is joining us from Wisconsin. Thank you, Rafa, for joining us from Wisconsin. And we've got a friend joining us from California, Armenia from California. So thank you kindly for joining us from California. We got people from everywhere. So far, everybody's in the United States, but we usually get people from South America, from Jamaica, from Europe, from all over the world. And it makes it fun. For someone, a dork like me, that is into immigration, I love hearing where people are from. It just kind of charges me up, okay? Even if you're from Wisconsin, I love hearing that because Wisconsin is a great state, and I have family in Wisconsin, so it's a great state. Okay, so here's a question again. This is Drag. Based on an approved U visa, after 3 years of staying in the U.S., you filed your I-485 very recently. Congratulations. It's a long wait to get the U visa go ahead to be able to file for your green card. Can I file for H-1B visa as a backup through my employer since I am working in IT? If yes, does it impact negative? It does not impact negative, and yes, you absolutely can file to have a backup plan. You probably won't need it, but it doesn't hurt to have that backup. So Drag, absolutely you can file for that. to just have something. Your employer's paying for it anyway. It's good for them too, right? Because they want to know that you can continue to maintain your employment for them, regardless of your status. It's in their interest to have you do that too. So I would absolutely have them go ahead and do that for you. Okay. So great question. Let me go over to all of our friends and fans on Instagram. Get a lot of people joining us from Instagram. So thank you kindly, all of our Instagram followers. Let me see here. What do we have here? Okay. We have lived in the U.S. since December of 2000. We have been naturalized citizens. We have heard that legal immigrants will be deported. No. Is it true is the question. We do have good records. No. This is hype. This is people trying to prey on those who don't know about immigration. A lot of times people are looking to make a quick buck off from people's fear. I don't play that game, right? I don't do that. It just happens to be completely not true. So if you're a U.S. citizen, unless you have a massive fraud history, you don't have to worry about a darn thing, okay? So you're not at risk of anything. So please don't believe the BS that's out there that people are trying to scare you. It's just not true, okay? And that was from Ilda's Cultural Cuisine, okay? So no, you're fine. We got a friend joining us from Jamaica. We always have somebody from Jamaica, so thank you very much. This is Campbell Sani. Thank you for joining us from Jamaica. Okay, so question, can F1 students join the Air Force, National Guard, and finally get a green card? So the rules kind of change about that. So the answer is no, because the Air Force, the military will not accept you unless you're a legal permanent resident. You cannot be a student anymore. Back in the day, the military would accept virtually anyone. But with the craziness of immigration, they only accept green card holders or U.S. citizens. So unfortunately, you will not be able to avail yourself of that benefit. So not until you become a legal permanent resident, and then you can do it. And I get it. You probably want to join the Air Force so that you can become a legal resident. But unfortunately, the rules changed, I don't know, it's about 10 years ago, maybe it's 5 years ago. So you're not able to do that. So I'm sorry to give you that news. And that's for Elias or Elias, depending on how you pronounce it. Okay, so let's see. Yep. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to Facebook and YouTube to see if there's any questions. Folks, remember, this is a question and answer show, so please post your questions so I can give you answers, okay? So let's see here. This is, again, our friend, Mr. Armenia from California. How long does it take to get an I-130 approval after the I-765, the I-131 was approved? Okay, so you probably applied based on marriage to a U.S. citizen is my guess. If your 765 was approved that quickly, you probably have a relationship with a sponsor who is a U.S. citizen. Typically speaking, the 765 is approved, and then shortly after that, within, I don't know, a month or so, they're scheduling the interview. It depends where you are. You're in California. California has notoriously long waits for these things. So they may be doing you a favor to give you the work permit, but you might have several months left. Check the processing times. They're not really that valuable. USCIS processing times that they post are not really reliable, but check out the website and see where they are with the processing times to give you a better idea, okay? Let's see here. Yeah, and it's my pleasure, drag, my pleasure. So let's see, what else do we have? And then Patty was asking again, how long does it take for the approval for 601a? Okay, so that's the provisional waiver process. Again, check out my YouTube channel, which you're already joining us from, so you can see how to check out processing times for that. The 601A is about 2 years, 2 to 3 years currently, okay? It's not really longer than that. In the longest it ever had been, it was 3+ years, almost 4, but now we're closer to 2 years again. So I would estimate, Patty, that it's going to be about 2 years from when you file to when they actually make a decision, okay? It is a long time, but there's other processes that take longer. So hopefully it's quickly for you. Let's see. Okay, so drag and drag. What is it? What is the wait time for filing a 485? It depends what processing center. I mean, I know, I believe you said that you're California. Check out my YouTube channel and how you find the answer to that. Okay. If I had more time, I would look it up for you right now, but I just don't. But I have done a video that teaches you how to look up that answer. You go on, basically, you go on a USCIS website and you look at the different processing center time for the 485. Okay, it's drop down menus and you click on it and it'll tell you, they say 80% of cases with this type of processing is processed within this amount of time. So that's how they tell you. You can look it up and keep checking every 6 months or so to just see where you are in the wait time. Okay. Let's see. Luis, 1 second. Luis asks, if you enter with a tourist visa and are married to a U.S. citizen that's active in the U.S. Army, will that speed the process in some way? Yes. So the fact you're married to a U.S. citizen means that you don't have to wait for your visa. So that's a huge benefit. Being married to somebody in the Army, they don't have a process for military family members to speed up the wait times. There's other things that help based on the military, but in your situation, Luis, other than wherever you're located in the country, the processing times there, being in the military actually doesn't provide a benefit for processing times. Okay. Because you're married to a US citizen, that is going to do the most for you, but you cannot speed it up just because you're married to somebody in the Army. And thank you. Thank you for the service. Being in the Army myself, I love seeing people in the Army, helping other family members. It's great. So good luck to you guys. And Drag is in Chicago. We love Chicago, right? Chicago is a great place. It's very close to here. It's about a 3-hour drive from me. You don't really care about that, but it's just, I love Chicago. Let's see. Okay. So Patty, I already answered that. Okay. 601A, I already answered that. It depends. It's about 2 years. Okay. But it depends when it was filed. You can check out my YouTube video to see how to find out processing times more specifically to where you are. So take a look at that. Okay. I'm going to go back over to Instagram, see if we have any more questions on Instagram. Oh, this is a good question. Okay, 1 second, you guys. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to answer these. Elias is joining us from New York. Great. Yeah, New York is a great place, and it's my pleasure for answering your question, Elias. How long does it take for adjustment of status for marriage visa holders? So again, it depends. Let's see. So if a legal permanent resident sponsors somebody, it depends on the country that you're in. Okay. So again, check out my YouTube channel because I give every month, every couple of weeks, I give processing times videos. Okay. For those, it's called the Visa Bulletin, in case you're wondering. So look up on my YouTube channel, look up Visa Bulletin. And I go through that. I do a video on processing times and how long it takes for that category, okay? Because it changes every month, kind of. So check that out. And that's for Hami Drama, okay? Check out my YouTube channel. Okay, what do we have here? Hahia Rose, my friend missed his interview date. What can he do? Are you talking about interview for like a green card, or what sort of interview date are you talking about? Okay. It's not good to hear that because USCIS, if it's with USCIS, is different than if it is with the State Department or the embassy. Okay. So it really depends on where they are and what process they applied for. Okay. So if you can provide additional information, I can answer that more fully, but it's not good, right? Typically speaking, you can't really do much. It's scorched earth with immigration. If you don't do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, they will scorch earth. They will burn you down and they will throw away your thing and they'll close your case. And in many cases, it's filing over from scratch. Okay. So it's not a great situation. Okay. Let's see here. Angela, my mom's visa renewal got denied in Bogota. Huh. Sorry to hear that. I'm a permanent resident. Can I apply for my citizenship? The petition, the I-130 for parent living abroad in Venezuela. How long does that take? Okay, multiple questions here from Angela. So, yes, Angela, if you get your citizenship, believe me, it's going to be a heck of a lot better for your parents, okay? Because there is no wait time for a visa because it's an immediate relative. It's in the category called immediate relative, and you don't have to wait for the visa. You can move straight forward to the interview process, okay? So it's going to significantly improve your situation if you're to be able to naturalize. Again, I should do this. I will give you a link so you can reach out because I help people with this all the time. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to post this so you can reach out to me and I can help you with that citizenship so you can get it quickly, so you can help your mother or any other family member that you want. Because remember, only US citizens can sponsor their parents or their siblings, okay? So that's how the process works. So it's very important that you get your citizenship because you can't do anything for your mom otherwise, okay? Let's see, there's that. So I just posted that link to reach out to me so I can help you with your citizenship. Okay. Thank you, Angela. And I'm looking down here. So green card interview, that was Hahia Rose. So your friend went or missed the green card interview. Okay. Is that a green card interview inside the United States or is that at an embassy outside the United States? Again, different things happen. Okay. Okay, so if you provide anything more, I can answer that more fully, but I don't know if you're inside the United States or outside. That's the significance. Okay, um, so we shall see. Let me go back over to my YouTube and Facebook clan of people that are joining me. Okay, let's see here. Fabio, I worked a year with a fake social security number. Never good, but it happens a lot. Now I have my work permit by asylum, but I got married to a U.S. citizen, and I'm on my six. So you're filing for the 601a waiver, okay? They can deny my consulate interview because I worked with a fake. Now, can they deny? They could. They don't. So Fabio, you don't have to worry, okay? Immigration, they're very strict on certain things, but denying somebody a green card based on marriage to a U.S. citizen because you worked with a fake social, it's not one of those things that happen, okay? They don't do that. They take pity on people more often than not. So I, in 13 years, have never seen it with any of my clients. And I would say that 98% of my clients either have fake socials or fake socials, right? So, Fabio, you don't have to worry, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so Okay, I'm going to post this and see if I can butcher through this español. Buenas noches, puedo aplicar para una visa U donde hubo una discusión muy fuerte rompiendo ventanas hasta que llegó la policía. En el lugar había niños pequeños. That sounds pretty serious. So RG, I'm going to post my link here. You need to reach out to me because I can definitely help you with your U visa situation. Yeah, based on what you're writing here, that's definitely a case for U visa. So reach out to me and I would love to help you. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go over to Richard again from YouTube. Okay. Hi, I moved my adjustment status application to the AAO because the officer denied it for failure to prove entry and inspection. That's happening more and more. Okay. I used a substituted passport upon entry to the US in 2004 and I lost the passport. That's not good. So, Richard, what's your question? I don't see a question here. I see an issue. I just don't see what your question is. Okay. Because it looks like you already did this. So I don't know if you're asking what's going to happen now. I don't know what you're asking. So please type in a little bit more information, okay? Okay, so yeah, if you can get me more information, Richard, I can provide a better answer or an answer because I don't know what your question is, okay? So let me go over to Instagram, see what's shaking on Instagram. So Luis is asking, what is the approval rate on military parole in place? Well, I have a 100% rate for my clients filing for military parole in place. So it's generally pretty high. The, the factor, what makes a difference is whether it's done properly or whether there's things that people do because they Google something. But it doesn't mean it was done right. So the success rate, if it's done right, is very good. Okay. So you got to make sure that you're having somebody help you who knows what they're doing, right? So one second, you guys. I'm getting other questions here. So I will tell you, it depends. Like I said, I've done it many times and I've been very successful, 100% success rate with my military parole in place. Okay, it is an absolute game changer, as you probably already know that. If you haven't gone to my YouTube channel and taken a look at my videos about it, please do so. Okay, let me see here. I wanted to look this up. Question that I was going to get to earlier. This is a question from Susanna Morgan from my YouTube channel. Does the firing of judges, that's a thing that's happened in the last week, have any effect on wait times? I will say absolutely. Removing critically necessary judges from the immigration court system is just going to cause more of a delay with the cases. I've got cases still. They keep postponing, rescheduling. I kind of wish my judge would get fired because I'm not very happy with the judge, but it definitely delays these processes even more. Okay. I think that the Trump administration is cycling through different things to try to improve upon the system. So hopefully they hire a bunch more judges because it's in everyone's interest, and especially Trump, to reduce this crazy backlog that has haunted the immigration system for 8 years or longer. So I think that the Trump administration is going to be working on that and cross my fingers. But yes, firing judges definitely creates more of a problem. Okay. Let me look here 1 second. Okay, so the question was, Sorry, guys. Okay, I came with a visa and I have my I-94. I'm scheduled for biometrics for asylum, but my passport was stolen. I have photos of my passport. What happens? Will they reject my biometrics? No, they will not. Mostly because this individual um, is doing an asylum case. It's a bit different with asylum. The the restrictions are much more open because people with asylum usually you come from another country because you can't be in your country anymore, so you don't bring all your documents with you. So if that's the case, your copy is definitely going to work for you. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Um, okay. Uh, okay, so this question was from my YouTube channel. Is income being a little low a done deal for getting my daughter's husband a green card from Mexico? We have the I-130 approval, and we submitted a 601a waiver due to my daughter's medical condition. She herself does not make the required minimum amount for a family of three. Her husband is undocumented. They've been married for 6 years. So this is Cindy Holland. Um, so usually in a case like this, if somebody is not meeting the financial requirements, I always recommend that they get a financial co-sponsor to help with that. Because you joined us from YouTube. Actually, this is from my video last week. Go to my YouTube channel and do a search because I have a video about this, about co-sponsors. And this situation for your daughter, she's a perfect example of somebody who should and can get a co-sponsor and still have success. Okay. Let's see here. What other question was I looking at? Okay, not that one. All right. Okay, answer that. My husband and I, and this is from the British Smurf, my husband and I got married in May of 2024. Congratulations. I'm British, living in the UK, and he is an American. What would be the best visa to apply for? Um, so again, I say my YouTube channel. I talk about this. I've recorded lots of videos. So there's two ways you can go about this. You can file for the process that has your green card interview in England. That's one way. The other is to do a spouse visa, which gets you an interview in London, and then you get an approval to enter the United States. And then when you're in the United States, you file for your green card and you both go to the interview together. You can do either one of those processes. I typically recommend people go straight to the green card and just do their green card interview in their home country. Since you've got to go to an interview anyway, you might as well leave with a green card instead of just a spouse visa. So I typically recommend people don't do those spouse or fiance visas if they have the ability to get married overseas and just move straight to the green card process. Okay. So let's see. Man, it's almost time to go. All right, let me go over to here, which is my YouTube and Facebook group. This is, let's see. I've got to shout out to Crystal. Okay. Hi, Crystal. How you doing? Hope you and Mario doing great, and the kids. Have the income requirements changed since I first sponsored my husband? If anything changes, will we be notified beforehand? The income requirements, they change every year. Okay. Every year they update the requirements. It still is the same threshold. So no, it hasn't changed. They still look at 125% of the poverty line. Now, it's possible that the poverty line, they keep changing that, but I don't think it has changed, Crystal. I think that it's the same as what happened before. But you can reach out to us since you're an active client. call us, email us, and we can look it up and give you a solid answer about that, okay? But so thank you, Crystal, for that question. Let's see here. Man, it is 8:30. You all know what that means. It means that I'm going to turn into a pumpkin because the time is past now. I want to thank everyone for joining us, for all the great questions. And Crystal, it's my pleasure. Okay. Say hi to Mario for me. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining us. Remember, next week, Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is Detroit time. Join us next week. Have your questions ready. Check out my YouTube channel. Subscribe, do all those things. Do searches. I've got over 500 videos. Absolutely, there's videos in there that apply to you. Take a look, and if you can't find an answer to something, next Monday you can log on again, or you can use the link that I am going to post again. This is how you get in touch directly with me, okay? So you can reach out to me if you need to ask direct questions about your case. Again, I see questions I didn't get to, and I apologize for that. So please, next week, make sure you ask your question earlier on so I can get to it. But thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you next Monday.